Hey guys, how's it going? So I've done a couple videos in the last few days regarding the recent ATF situation. So first they raided the Polymer80 company and took records as well as other evidence. And then I did a follow-up video where I talked about that there was now a credible source that the ATF had indeed gone to a purchaser's, just a regular person like you and I's house, to seize, ask that they hand it over, which has disturbed a lot of you, and I've gotten tons of great comments. So this is just going to be a follow-up, and I found something here from the Prince Law Office's blog that I'm going to share with you in just 1 second that might offer some of you some encouragement, because as I've said many times, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a regular gun owner and, most important, Second Amendment advocate, just like the rest of you. But I think you guys are going to like this article because it offers some solutions by an actual firearms and Second Amendment attorney. Now, since I've done those two videos, a couple quick things. From what I understand, there are now more credible reports that they are indeed, at least out of a couple offices, going to multiple people's homes to now look for these build kits, allegedly. From what I understand right now, and again, this is not legal advice, I'm just trying to help you all out, they're only going after that very specific build kit that Polymer80 had put together that I referenced in the article in my previous videos. And the links to both of those, if you're just catching up, are going to be down in the description. I'm also aware of the fact that Biden said if he's elected president, one of his main priorities would be to go after these 80% receivers, as well as arm braces. So, not to scare you guys, but it is a priority that they're going after them. Just saying. So that was one of the main questions. The other one was, people have all different theories of things they're going to do if the ATF comes to their house looking for a kit that they may have purchased. I'm going to say this like I always do. You guys are adults. You're going to have to make your own decisions. Do what you think is right for you. I'm not suggesting whether you turn them in. I'm not suggesting that you do anything, because I'm not a lawyer and I'm not your lawyer. But I do believe that, in my opinion, this is not right what they're doing. I don't see any statute that allows them to do it. And it certainly goes against the shall not be infringed, which is in the Second Amendment. And the Constitution is the law of the land. With that said, this is law enforcement. When they come to your house and they raid, sometimes it's not very nice. Sometimes it doesn't go very well. So obviously people are thinking, well, is my dog okay? There's all kinds of things going through you guys' head. So I'm going to read this article for you and just give my opinions on it. But this is just one possible solution. You guys are just going to have to figure this out for yourself. And we're all going to have to stick together and keep each other aware. And we have to fight the good fight. Because evil prevails when good men do nothing. And we do need to stand together, guys. So I'm going to go over here to Prince Law Office's blog. And I'm familiar with them. They seem to have an excellent reputation. I'm going to put a link to this down in the description, not only so you can read it yourself, but there's also a nice little form letter that they're providing for you. And this is in their blog from a couple days ago by Joshua Prince, Esquire. I believe he's the owner of Prince Law. And his blog is titled, "If ATF comes a knocking, only surrender your 80% frame or receiver under protest." As many in the firearms community are aware, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives raided Polymer80 last week, and since then, there is at least one report of a customer being visited by the ATF and forced to surrender their P80. I've heard multiple credible sources just since he's written this article, guys, by the way, that they are going to more homes now. Given what appears to be ATF's active enforcement of its interpretive jiggery-pokery, and that is what it is, ever-changing interpretations of the Gun Control Act and implementing regulations, it is important that any individual confronted by the ATF regarding this newly minted interpretation advise the agency that he/she is surrendering the items under protest, that you do not consent to the forfeiture or destruction of your property, and that you require a property receipt from ATF. Be aware that the agent may attempt to have you sign an ATF 3400.1 form consent to forfeiture or destruction of property, and waiver of notice, which, and he puts this in bold, you should not sign under any circumstances. In the event that you are asked to sign an ATF 3400.1, inform them that the only ATF form you are willing to sign is an ATF 3400.23, receipt of property and other items, as the ATF 3400.23 does not contain language wherein you agree to the forfeiture/destruction of your property. This is legalese stuff, guys. Technicalities matter in these situations, and with this being a lawyer saying this, this is where you should go to this link. Go to their website, write this down, print a copy of this. If you feel there's even a small chance the ATF's coming to your house, I would have this stuff handy. That's just my personal opinion. You should also attempt to take photos of your items so you can prove the condition they were in when taken by the ATF, as well as find any receipts or other information relative to your purchase of the items. It would also be prudent to separately document your experience of the encounter in writing, such as location, date, and time of your interaction with the ATF agent or agents. The names or other identifying information, ID number, contact number, business card, etc., of all agents or persons you spoke with, the details of all discussions and any other information they told or provided to you. You should also demand a copy of the executed ATF 3400.23. If they tell you that they'll mail you a copy, in addition to requesting that they do, you should take a photo of the executed form on your phone. After compiling all these documents and information, you should place them in a safe place so that there can be no misunderstanding on the ATF's part. I would strongly recommend, and this is Joshua Prince saying this, strongly recommend sending a letter consistent with the below to the ATF agent that took your items, because in the event ATF elects to institute a forfeiture action, they're required to serve you a copy, and in that event you should immediately contact an attorney if you wish to challenge the ATF's ability to forfeit your property. So this is the form letter that he's providing for you, where you can just insert the following, and it says Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Insert field offices, address of the local agent. Insert the date. Dear agent, insert last name. As I informed you on, insert date, when you took my, insert items. Hereinafter items, I surrendered them under protest, as I understand ATF contends that my continued possession of those items would result in my arrest and prosecution. As I dispute ATF's contention and authority in this matter, I am only surrendering my items to preclude my arrest and prosecution. In bold, I do not consent to the destruction of my items, nor do I consent to forfeiture of my items. I assert all my legal rights pursuant to the U.S. Constitution and all applicable federal laws. In the event ATF's newly minted interpretation is enjoined or deemed unlawful by a court of law, I expect ATF to immediately return my items at no cost to me, and expect that ATF will not cause any damage or harm to them while in its possession. Thank you for your time and assistance in this matter. Yours truly, insert name. It also says, if your rights have been violated by ATF or another federal administrative agency, contact Firearms Industry Consulting Group today to discuss your rights and legal options. So you can obviously get a hold of them here and talk to them if you have any situations right now with the ATF and that you need any legal services. I think what I'm hearing here is basically, look, you can tell Joshua Prince is acknowledging that this is an alleged newly minted interpretation. This could be enjoined. This could be thrown out in court later. Okay? Some people are going to feel that, hey, I do not want to give up my P80 kit, but I also don't want to have a showdown with the boys on my front steps. You guys will have to decide that for yourself, but at least, at the very least, if you feel that you need to turn these in, and of course on this channel I have to recommend that you guys should probably follow the law. The only question is, this is not necessarily law, this is interpretation. Agencies do actually have the ability, though, unfortunately, in many cases, way too many cases if you ask me, to interpret laws and then enforce them. These people have badges, they have guns, they do have the ability to arrest. This is not how it should be, but it is. So if you do feel you need to hand these items over, instead of just simply handing them over, he's talking that there's separate forms here and that you can do it under protest. So you're basically telling them, according to how I'm reading this article, hey, I don't agree with what you're doing. I do not think it's lawful. I'm not just giving this to you because I've admitted any wrongdoing. I'm doing it under protest just because I don't want to have any type of physical altercation at the property. Wife and kids could be inside, all these things. So I thought this would be a valuable tool to help you guys out, and I will stay on this and get you guys any more information as I can. And of course, anything that I opine on is just my mere opinions. You guys need to think for yourselves. But I did read you word for word a sample letter and a blog by, in my opinion, a very reputable firearms and Second Amendment attorney. So go to the link again down in the description, and hopefully this information helps you guys and answers a lot of the questions you've had. Alright guys, I'm out of here, and I'm sure I'll talk to you guys about this again very soon. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.